suppose after executing this recompile and update a statistic, you didn't find any performance improvement. Then what should be action you will take care? So basically, I was explaining something like let's suppose you got like a module is not working after recompilation, after update the static, you didn't face like any improvement basically. So how you got to know which query or which procedure is creating problem and any problem with a procedure or query or not basically, how we can will be got to know basically. So to identify those table or query procedure, so you have to mainly two tool you have to start using basically. So let's I'm going with a first tool is called extended event. Okay, maybe you know extended event basically.
Yes.
So with help of extended event, you got to know what are query running behind those module basically or SQL profiler. So maybe these cases I will be suggesting both for now because now you have to figure out which query is running like a slow basically and which query is running behind whatever application is running. Okay. So
Mhm.
for this case, let's say start with extended event first, and then we can move for the SQL profiler. Because you, you got to know like so many people are saying like a extended event is a optimal and SQL profiler is a you can say it's very badly performs like they will also capturing a multiple session into the system and they degrading your SQL performance basically. So extended event is a lightweight, but profiler is not lightweight basically. So you will get some performance issue. But I want to suggest you because we have to execute this query for time being only. We didn't want to execute for the long run. So you can go for the both cases. Both case will not create problem because let's suppose I have to click one module in a CRM module or you can say e-commerce website module. I will click and then I will capture my query. I will stop my extended event as well as SQL profiler. So that will not create any problem. But I will be suggesting like if you have an area, how you can start consuming like a how you can capture your SQL query and procedure detail, you can directly go with the extended event instead of profiler because you will get a good performance. Okay, so let's start with a SQL server. How you can like capture this? So you have to let me start my agent. Okay, next you have to go with a management. In a management you have see like a extended event. Okay, in an extended event you have to like a session and you have to create with a new session here. So in new session basically you have to capture what our query is running under like any event. So you have to create a new session here. Same pattern I will explain into the both side basically. So let me start parallelly both. Okay, so that you can correlate. It's a very easy. It's not a problem with extended or provider. So I'm executing a both parallelly so that we can correlate. So here I'm mentioning like a query, okay, and procedure capture. Okay, very small. I'm copying this part. So it's here I'm going with a TRC trace. Okay, let me copy. And once again, I'm going with a profiler also. Just I'm going to mention this. And here is a EX extended event, EE extended event basically. Both are same. Next, I'm going with a event selection. Okay. So all event basically. I'm going with a all event or so all column. So whatever column we want. So let's suppose we have to 2 point we have to capture here. A store procedure. So I'm not going with a start and end session I'm going to capture. So I'm unchecking this part. And here I have to capture. This is a SQL procedure I'm saying. So SQL procedure complete, execution complete, basically you have to capture. SQL statement complete. I'm capturing only one. Second, TSQL, I'll be capturing not a start batch. I'm not going with a. You can say here is also SQL statement complete. SQL batch completed basically. The statement is starting and you have SQL statement completed. This part you got. So I'm capturing a two. You can say event first is statement completed. Like a something like a maybe when you will start capturing and if you check all multiple like a traces you got into the profiler. So I'm going with a SP, a store procedure statement complete, and SQL statement complete. Only two event I'm selecting. Next, I have to start filtering. So let me go with a extended event parallelly. Okay. So next we have to go for the event selection. Next, and here you have to go with the same SP underscore a statement. I said like a statement completed. Select this part, add into the selected event. Next, we have to go with a SQL statement basically. SQL statement. Okay. SQL statement completed. Same thing. I'm doing a both same. Okay. I did same whatever I did here. And next, I'm going to filter, column filter on basis of database name. And I'm going with a payroll DB instead of all. So here I'm going to mention payroll DB. Okay. It's not a problem basically. And then you have to start run. Okay. Next, I'm going with a profiler once again. I did already. Next, we have to go for the. Why it's not showing big. Okay. 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 I missed one point. Filter condition basically. So I already created and SQL procedure capture EE. Just go for the properties and once again event is already there. Two event is selected. Next, storage. Where you want to store basically. So basically, bring buffer, I will going to select because it's a memory only. I will not store into the. And then we have one configuration basically. Okay. Here you can go and you can add your predicate. Like let's suppose you want to go for the filter here. This is not okay. And then like let's suppose we have a SQL statement. I selected two there. So here you can see database basically database DB. You have to check DB name basically and you have to filter. Here you can see server DB name and on basis of that you can capture payroll value should be payroll DB. I think you got a complete clarity. But here is a two main differences. I mentioned this filter for SQL SP store procedure completion, and I didn't mention for this. So if you'll be executing a SQL query, you will not get. So basically, you'll got for the all the databases because I didn't mention any filter condition. But in a SQL server profiler, you mention one filter and those filter work for the all the event. But here you have to go and mention for each and every filter condition. Okay. So here you have to do same activity because you have to do for both events. So you have to mention database and then you have to mention your whatever filter condition, payroll DB. So now if I will go okay and start this capturing, start this session. So now whatever event like a query procedure event, extended event is a capturing. Same event they will capture here. Okay. So let me start executing some query into the payroll database and you got to know what is happening. So I have, let me see, any table is there. Let me go with the imply table, and I'm going with a select statement, order by 1, descending. So let me execute. You can see here, or you'll get here also. So let me go with a profiler, extended event. I think I didn't open. Okay, but let me watch data basically. So basically, first we have to watch data, and then if you'll be executing your query, let me clear all these sessions and let me execute whatever query I want to run. So you can see I already executed, and you can see a statement completed is showing here query. Okay. So what should be action from your side? Like let's suppose interviewer is asking to you, you have to find which query, which procedure is not executing well, because you are not a part of application team, so you don't know what query is running behind application, like a page basically. So first what you have to do, you have to go clean. Next you have to go with your application. Let's suppose I'm connecting my application. Let's suppose I'm going with a Flipkart or maybe dynamic, like you mentioned, you have any website. So when, let's suppose they are saying login page is not working fine for my case. Okay, what I will do, I will hit here login. Okay, and then I will try to request OTP. Let's suppose request OTP. I try to mention my like a mobile number, and I try to request for the OTP. This part is not working fine. You are not getting a good performance. So what should be action? You have to take place, and so that you got to know what query is running behind this request OTP. How you got to know? So you have to open, configure your profiler or maybe whatever extended event for you. Okay. So I already like a configure extended event. Okay. And you can see extended event is also ready, profiler is also ready. So now next point, when you'll be trying to hit request, automatically whatever query and procedure is part of request OTP, you will capture here. You got my answer.
Yes, Bia. Uh, okay, Bia, do first. After that, I will ask something.
So basically, what I explained till now, you don't know what is a query running behind this request OTP. Or let's assume, let me open another website, and let's suppose you are supporting this Amazon website. Okay, and I already log in, but when I try to, let's suppose I have to find out order. Okay, when I'm clicking with the order, okay, let's assume this is a part. Okay, when application team or any user is trying to your order page, they are not getting a good performance. So basically, this page is capturing all the order detail from your databases. Let's assume, okay. So how you got to know what query is running behind order? So first you have to connect your databases. Your you have to configure your extended event. Let's suppose something we already configured. Now once again, what you have to do, we have to go here and click order, your order. After clicking your order, you got to know what query is running. Okay, you got my point basically, because my database server is not Amazon is not using my database server, whatever extended event or profiler I configure. Okay, to fix this, you have a both access, because whatever database server underlying with this Amazon website, you have a database access, and same database server you have to create your extended event or profiler with the same filter whatever I said, I have to capture only a statement completed and a statement SP statement completed and SQL statement completed. So maybe some cases developer is using underline query or inline query, or sometimes they are using You can say store procedure. So let's suppose whatever they will be using, we got to know with the help of this profiler or extended event. You got, you can see this is a like a query we try to execute on the server. So whatever like a query will be executing, it's a complete you'll get here basically. Okay, you can see. But one thing I want to highlight here, because let's suppose your query is not executing within a 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. So please don't select this event, because if I'm saying like a SQL completed or SP completed, after completion, you got this query. Okay. So let's suppose your query is start executing and they will take 30 minutes to execute. So after completion, you will get a query detail. So instead of going with this SP completed, you have to go with a SP start, so that like when they want to try to execute, that time you got to know what query they are trying to execute. SP statement. Let me try to starting. So if you can capture this, so before completion, let me remove like this part. I mentioned SP starting. Okay. So SP starting, SP completed. And let me move this part here. So only I want SP starting only. Next, I'm going with the SQL statement. And SQL statement is starting. Only you have to go with a SQL statement is starting, because your query will take so much time for the execution. So only you have to capture this. When they will start, try to execute, you will get all the details. So I think you know what is the difference between SP starting and SP completed. So after completion, you will get a live data here. But now I'm saying like I'm trying to execute this part. So before trying, you will get this result. You got my answer. Because let's suppose your SLA is 1 hour to complete like a fix your performance issue. So let's suppose your query execution will take 30 minutes to find out what query is running. So if you can go with a SQL statement completed or SP statement completed, so after completion you will get a query detail. But if you are going with a SQL statement starting or SP statement starting, so it means when they will trigger, you will get a query detail. Got now?
Yes, Priya.
Okay, so I'm closing for today. We'll correct into the next class. Okay, and we'll discuss whatever point you have.
In next session, Priya, you have shared with me.
Yes, next session. If you can connect with
Okay,
the next session. Yeah. Thank
okay,
you.
okay.